Hello, hello, everybody. We're starting any moment now. I hope everything goes well. Hello, hello, everybody. We're starting any moment now. I hope everything goes well. Now, it should be better now. Hello, Gabby. Good to see you. We're going to start in a second. I need to connect the chat. So if you are with me on YouTube, I can see you on the screen. Hello, hello. Okay, looks like I can see you all. So when the bells will stop, we are going to say our hellos because this is International Scrapbooking Day Prima ATC Challenge. And I'm terrified because me and small sizes, we don't go together well. But I said I'm going to do it, so I'm going to do it. Hello, hello everybody. Welcome to my studio. It's Finnabair here. And on the Prima side, you've got Natalie. She's going to help you with anything you need. And this is, I think, the second live stream showing ideas for small creations. The inspiration was the size of the artist trading card, which is a little bit smaller than the Prima ATC blanks I've got here, but it's very similar. Usual size is 2.5 inch by 3.5 inch. This is 2 3/4 by 3 3/4, almost the same, but it is taken from a Prima wooden ATC. So I was thinking this is the great excuse to use some of these. Yeah, I put it back in the box. They were done good couple of years ago. I would say maybe 7. So any kind of the surface you want to use, it's okay. The challenge goes on and you have the information on the challenge in the chat now. And this is magical ATC, so we are supposed to be inspired by magical creatures, blue color, glitter, and a bit of stenciling. So here I am. I was looking for some inspiration and I found some images I printed out that may be working for my plan. I'm going to show you my tray of inspiration and my products here. And of course, we are going to make some ATCs. My plan is to make 2 or 3 of them. So I have 3 blanks prepared. So it's going to be a set. This is my way to cheat because making just one feels like it's so small. So at least 3 maybe or 2. That is going to help me to, deal with the amount of the ideas I've got and how I can use the space. And this is going to be really fun. I hope. Don't forget you can share that live stream with your crafty friends. It's open for everybody. The more, the merrier. It is a challenge, so you can also be the lucky winner if you're going to make your own magical ATC and submit it by the 10th of May. I think this is the deadline. Let's let's try. Let's see what is going to happen. I hope you are excited. True. Natalie said, yes, she could make the Prima flowers mandatory, but I've got Prima metal flowers. Okay, so let's see what we can do. I've got some elements prepared. I've got some paste and stencils, and this is going to be ocean inspired creation. So also there are some smaller seashells and other cute stuff taken from the ocean. So that is going to be included in the ATCs. I hope it's going to be fun and inspiring. We're going to see what we can do with this. So, oh, sorry. So you can see my tray of inspiration. I'm going to put the camera in the right position. I printed out some images. Like this is a steampunk mermaid, and there are apparently some sea fairy and another mermaid, and the lady wearing the jellyfish hat, and there is a whale, very magical. And I also already cut out some other white whales. They are absolutely magical, I think. So we have a good bunch of ideas. Then we have these blanks that will be the base. And then I found some really small embellishments, and there is a tiny turtle and the starfish. But worry not, I also have some stars, and they can pretend to be starfish. And then we have some gears. We've got some metal leaves. They can be our seaweeds. And I've got some cups, and I was planning to use them as a backdrop for our faces, maybe. So there are some ideas happening. I even found this. This is a locket with the octopus, but I think it is a little bit too much to put it on the ATC. But as you can see, I was collecting ideas. On the top, you can see I've got pearls, pebbles, I've got crystals, or in two sizes. These are crystal beads, 3 millimeters and 1 millimeter from my art ingredients collection. I've got mermaid effect paste, of course, because we are talking about magical creatures. So mermaid effect paste is a kind of glitter paste, so glitter is included. But I also have, also with glitter, crushed ice effect paste. So this may be used with the stencil, and then we can boost the effect using the mermaid effect paste. On the top of that, I've got some colors. I've got shades of blue from liquid acrylics to start with. And then I've got some metallic blue colors as well. Yesterday, I was making a project with my patrons inspired by the same challenge, Natalie, but in a bigger size, and maybe I will show that to you later on if you want to. And I was using Stormy Ocean. So, you know, this is beautiful color. And don't worry, we have more. We've got this kind of blue, royal blue, and we've got mermaid teal, maybe. And we've got, this is midnight sky. So there is more, there is more. I prepared. And then I got some stencils. I will pick one of them. I was trying to think which one may look a little bit like the seaweeds. So I picked 3 most likely ones, right? So I think we are ready. We need to prepare our background and add some textures before we can put anything on the top. Like in general, ATCs were designed as something you can trade easily, and in the past they were mostly flat, so people they can put them into folders, they can trade them with crafty and artsy friends, and they were putting them into plastic covers or into the boxes. That's why it was important to keep the size in the right way and add all the important information on the back. So what is the title, who made it, what's the number, and so on and so on. But then mixed media and crazy people showed up in the artistic world, and they stopped being flat some time ago. There are even freeform ATCs now, which is just basically a tradable mini project, and we were doing them in the past. This is really, really cool. Just to show you one example. In the pandemic times, we were doing free-form ATCs, and you can see that in my live streams from that time. This is my mechanical parrot, tradable mechanical parrot. I traded some of them with my friends, and as you can see, it's still small, but it's not a rectangle shape for sure. So there are some freeform ATCs as well, but we will stick closer to the original size, 2.5 by 3.5 inch. This is slightly bigger, but only a tiny bit bigger. So I think we're going to start with adding some color to the background so we can put our stenciling on the top. So please tick that box. This is going to be stenciling. That was obligatory. I'm not sure how many I'm going to make, but I'm going to start the color on the top of the 3 of them. I've got water in my sprayer. I need a brush and I need some liquid acrylics. Well, this is the cleanest we have at this point. Atoll blue may be too light. I would like to get into deeper colors. So let's try some ultramarine, which is beautiful saturated blue. Yes, this is very true. You can learn a lot of fascinating facts online when you start looking for the information. Second color, Prussian blue, dirty, going into teal. So there will be some variation of color. Let's put it here. You can see even on the palette, although they're very dark and concentrated, this is like clean blue and this is turquoise dirty blue. So let's spray some water here to create some interest. As you can see, it goes beautifully on the cards. So I'm trying to get the effect of mixed color. A little bit of one and a little bit of the second one. So blue color, I think we have that ticked. So they're going to mix a bit, but not too much. Make sure we cover everything. As you can see, a tiny bit of paint goes very long way. So you don't need a lot. That's a good start. So now we will dry it and we will add stenciling on the top. Stenciling is based on the glittery paste that is semi-transparent. So we will see through that once it is dry. So we've got, again, Prussian blue. This is the turquoise blue. And we've got ultramarine from liquid acrylics, which is this cobalt blue. So this is the beginning of our plan. We will try to create textures and compositions inspired by the ocean creatures on the top of these cards. Hello, hello. I can see you keep joining. Great. Don't forget you can share that on your Facebook or Instagram so more people will join. Before stenciling, I want to dry it so it's going to be permanent. All of the acrylic paints get permanent after drying, so this is important. When you are in a rush, remember it is better to take your time, but just to show you what kind of effect we got just by playing with water and a bit of the liquid acrylics. You can see the structure of the wood through it because they are semi-transparent or transparent. Yes, the blue is one of my favorite colors. So we have backgrounds ready. So now choices. I think this may be too big. It looks a little bit like seaweeds. It's wallpaper design from my stencil collection, but maybe too big for this size. This one also looks a little bit like seaweed. So makes sense. And the problem is also with these damasks. Let's see if we can fit them in a smart way. I think the most efficient way is to get this design on. Let's make some variation of the colors. Oh, they fit, so we can easily add the paste at the three of them at the same time. There's only one color on my palette. Yes, Sue, she loves blue colors, so this is not a surprise. She is here. And I think blue is, in fact, the color she uses for everything. I've got my silicone brush, so we can add the paste. This paste will get transparent after drying, but we will see a bit of the silver glitter. Yes, everything. And there are also tiny beads, glass beads in there. So in a way, it's going to work really well with the effect of the maybe little sea bubbles. You can see the texture here. Hello, hello. So just in case if you wonder, this is crushed ice effect paste. Really nice for the winter projects, but apparently for the ocean-inspired projects, it may also work pretty well. So stencil on the top of the color. We've got blue and we've got stenciling. Two ideas ticked. I need a little bit more. And once you apply your paste, no matter if it's gel medium, modeling paste, paper paste, it's very good habit to take your stencil to washing right away, because these products are permanent after drying, very much like rubber, so very hard to remove. You can see what we've done here. Really cool. It really looks like crushed ice. I'm just removing the excess with my fingers now. Yeah, it's good to put them together and add the texture at the same time. Saves time. So we have this. Now let's remove this, and the stencil goes to the water right away. So as you can see, the effect looks like water. It's really cool. So now before putting composition on the top, I will dry it for a moment with the heat gun, so this will get permanent and we won't smudge it by accident. And we can start thinking on what kind of small composition we can put on the top of these small surfaces. So I will take my bunch of ideas here. I really want to make one with the whale. So this one for sure. We've got pearls, we've got crystals, we've got some leaves pretending to be seaweeds. We've got some flowers and also some cups. And inside of the cup we can put a smaller photo. So we can organize space around the cup and then put it on the top as a finishing touch. So that is also a very good idea. Yeah, this paste is really cool and it dries quickly as well. So you don't have to spend too much time drying. I can already touch it and nothing stays on my fingers. So you can see it really goes fast. Yeah. So we have 3 surfaces to work on. That's good. We can make 3 compositions. So let's say we will have the cups. And then when I was thinking, these can pretend to be the starfish. We can make composition with the seaweed, I think. And by the way, rusty color and blue color go together beautifully, just saying. I've got some more of these, pretending to be seaweeds. I've got something, maybe not today. Oh, look at this. This is the same cup, but had some accident. Perfect. Then something to go with another seaweed. Something to go with the whale. Maybe the whale is going to go closer to the gears. So I try to find the elements that will help me build compositions. They don't really have to be all inspired by the sea. They can pretend quite well to be taken from the water, because, you know, imagination is the limit. We can imagine the flower petals are in fact something that is taken from the ocean, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. For filling the gaps, we will have some pearls. And goodies are a very good thing to collect. We've got some tiny shells. And urchins from the shell shop in Jeffreys Bay, South Africa. I was teaching classes there. Look how cute! They are so cute. So I was shopping as well. I got some of the shells and urchins from there as well. Oh, this one is broken, but don't worry. We will use you anyway. Yeah, they are super cute and they may be used in a project as an embellishment. You just have to be careful because they break. So we have to make like 3 mini compositions on the top of our ATCs. So let's pretend this is composition number 1. It doesn't matter what's going to be inside of it. We can see how much space we really have to create some kind of composition inspired by the sea. So maybe let's put some petals. Don't look at the colors of the elements. We can change these easily. It's just a matter of getting some starting composition. And then some smaller elements as well, such as shells. Let's get another smaller weed. Oh, this will be really nice seaweed as well. So let's take it for the next one. Hej, hej, pozdrawiam. Widzę, że są dziewczyny z Polski. Bardzo mi miło. To sending greetings to girls from Poland because I can see they joined the chat as well. Yes, this is wood base. This is how they look like. Old product from Prima. Okay, so let's say we are going to make something like that. So this will be number 1. Let's make another one. Let's use another element. Maybe, of course, there will be some pearls and pebbles, but you know, this is the sketch. Oh, let's use this rusty element. Maybe let's change the composition to something in the middle. Put the different style of the seaweed here. Let's cut it. So I'm planning the elements I want to use so I can stick it, and then when I'm painting one of them, the other ones can dry. I'm cutting the metal embellishments to add a bit of the extra texture around the bottle cap. I don't want to cover everything. The background is pretty as well. The background is liquid acrylics mixed with stenciling on the top, crystal effect paste. Okay, maybe let's add something steampunk to the lot. I need to push it a little bit more inside because too much of the ATC is covered. But we have a nice plan in here, and we can finish that with the shells and urchins as well. And number three, I want to use the whale. So the whale is really big, but I was thinking the whale can go on the composition of the gears. Some smaller seaweed. Yeah, so you can see this ATC won't be really too flat. But I'm doing my best, you know. I'm doing my best. I tried to pack small composition on the top of very small surface. And then some details. So that will be the set, I guess. At least this is the idea. So I'm going to glue down the bigger elements. And then I will try to fill the gaps with the smaller ones. Well, you are very encouraging, guys. Thank you. I have to say, oh, okay, I will show you what we did yesterday using the same prompt, the same idea as for the ATCs. I was practicing yesterday, so today I can go small. So yesterday we made a collage with my patrons on the wooden plank. So this is what we made. This is easier. I don't have to fit that small compositions on the plank. So my patrons of on Patreon, Art Pals or higher tier, we had a live stream yesterday, and I will just show you what was done. Okay, there's a magical creature. Apparently, there's a sleeping mermaid. And then we've got glitter effects, as you can see, including inside of this barnacle. Then there is stenciling in the back. There is blue color, clearly. It's dark blue, mostly black mixed with the Prussian blue. And there is glitter in the paste. And that was really enjoyable. So today we're doing a little bit different, but that was more easy because I didn't have to stop myself when making dimension. So this is inspiration. It was my practice, so now I can do small. I was cheating. I was preparing yesterday. Yeah, the colors were really inspired by this Prussian blue, and then the mermaid had red, she's got red hair, so it was just perfect. So I will stick the elements as they are using heavy body gel. And the only element I'm not going to stick are the stars, because I have a plan for them. Don't worry about the blobs of gel, because it's going to disappear soon. It's going to be painted over. Yay, thank you. I'm happy you like the collage. You know, inspiration comes in all possible shapes and sizes. So today I'm trying to be as flat as possible, because yesterday I could play with the dimensional. Yeah, so my patrons were very encouraging yesterday. They told me I'm going to do a great job today. They were sending me a lot of good energy, so I won't get overwhelmed with this challenge. And yay! Yeah, flat is against my nature. I only do flat in the journal. So I try to be more on the flat side for the sake of the ATC challenge. Is it going to stick? There's nothing here. I need to slide something in there to make sure it's going to stick. Let's put the gear. So this is more of the steampunk version. Let's put it on the side to dry. We're going to put the whale there, but it's not the end yet. There will be more things going on. Yeah, I love the dimension. I have to say, this is my life. So you can use the heat gun to dry your projects when you use the heavy body gel. So don't be afraid to do that. Just make sure you're not going to burn it or fry it with the heat gun, especially if it's a powerful one. Yes, Natalie is the one who came with the concept, but I know, I'm okay, I'm alive. I said yes, so that means I like a challenge, right? I put it on the side to dry. Let's glue the next one. This one is more in the middle. This is the plan. I'm not sticking this part yet because that will go on the top of the image. So let's stick the seaweeds. Yeah, the paste is still sticky. I'm just pushing the gel through it as well, so it's going to sit a little bit better. So don't worry about the colors. As I said, we are going to change that. This is just the beginning. We'll put some metallic color on the top. But trying not to kill everything though. Nice. I'm really controlling myself. I'm trying to stay in the small surface. But I'm doing 3 at once. Does it count? You can see I put a lot because I'm really trying to keep it in place because it's an even surface. I don't see the petals on the top. Okay, quick drying. Yes, a mini series of cards. It's really nice to have a selection of the finishing touches I can add later on the top. Go into drying. This one also has a composition with the cup, and then there will be urchin. But I also want these guys to be my starfish. So we'll try to round it a little bit more to pretend they are really starfish, not just stars. It's resin, so it's not hard to use the scissors for this purpose. Okay, this part won't be visible. The same story here. So I'm turning resin stars made with the resin in one of my molds to look more like starfish. Unfortunately, I don't have any mold with the sea creatures yet. So maybe in the future I will get one. But I think this will work as a good hack. Let's stick these elements first. So some seaweeds, a bigger starfish. Yet, yeah, I know. Okay. Looks more starfishy already. Well, I don't have any. That's the truth. I'll just try to press it down so they stick to each other quite nicely. It's a good start. And then this small starfish. As you can see, I press it down quite hard, and then if I need to, I remove the excess. But in this project, all the imperfections may get covered with glitter, so nobody will know. Nobody will know what happened here. Okay, I still have space for some smaller pearls and urchins. Good, let's dry it. Yes, you know, sometimes it's not worth it to fight too hard to keep everything clean when you plan more textures on the top. It's probably not worth it. So I try to keep my fingers more or less clean. But you know, we have beads, we've got glitter paste, right? So there's going to be option for everything. Now it's the moment when they really need to dry nicely, because this is like the main composition. Then we will be adding smaller touches that will be easier, you know, fitting something smaller in between, like a small shell, should not be a problem. Sorry, it's not in the focus, but they're really cute. So what I need to do now, I need to paint it with the gesso, with the primer, so it's easier for me to add the color on the top. I'm going to put metallic color, so I don't really have to fight with it. I don't have to really remove the color that much, because metallic paints, they are at least half opaque, so well, they're going to cover a lot. So here we go. This one goes to drying. It's already a little bit safer than it was. Press it down just in case. Let's go back to the first two. How are you doing? Oh, nice. So now I will take clear gesso and I'm going to prime it so it's easy for me to put the paint on the top. Clear gesso is very fast to dry and it's invisible, so I can even paint it on the top of the elements I would like to keep as they are. So this is a safe solution. Where is it though? Ah. Clear gesso from Art Basics collection. Let's take a smaller brush. It looks white, but very soon it will turn matte transparent. So, for example, if you have shiny metal and you don't like that color, you can easily turn it matte just by putting clear gesso on the top. So this will help repaint your embellishments into any color you like. We're going for blue, so I'm going to put some more blue in here. Not on everything though. Well, this one is not really dry yet, but I will be very careful. And I will let it dry a little bit more. This one is wobbly, that's why. You can see it turns transparent very quickly. Same story here. I started to think what color most of the starfish is, but I think they are in the color of the sand. What color is the starfish? Yellow? Well, yellow. Yeah, the color of the sand.
Yellow, sandy.
Yeah, sandy, orange, maybe a bit of pink. Yes, pink. True. Okay, so I prepared everything. Even the things that are almost white, I just know they are rather slippery, so it will be easier to just paint them with the clear gesso first. Let's take 2 colors of the blue, metallic blue, to add some color to it. Peachy, yeah. So we will add a tiny bit of the sandy peachy color. Well, they're magical anyway, so you know. I don't trust this seaweed, but let's start with the royal blue. So there will be some some clear blue color on them as well. It's stuck, so I have to heat up the lid. This way the paint gets softer. And sometimes it's just easier to open. You can do it with the hot water as well. It's a hack, just in case. If you need a hack how to open your paint, you can do this. Just don't melt the pot. We're going to put a bit of that paint on the top of the embellishments. But don't worry, we are going to wrap some metallic color on the top soon, so don't feel like, oh, it's a problem, because it's not. We can go on the outsides a little bit, so this paint is going to bleed into the background. So this will be more with the royal blue. You can add a little bit of the royal blue on this one as well. This will be 2 colors because, yes, why not? And then the other one we will do with the stormy ocean. It's more like a petrol, dark turquoise. It's probably good to say it's a cousin of Prussian blue from the liquid acrylics when it comes to the color palette. Something different. Okay, you can see different animal right away. And on this one, Stormy Ocean. We used the Stormy Ocean a lot yesterday with my patrons. The collage projects I was showing to you, it was mostly based on the Stormy Ocean. When you spray the water on the project that is not fully dry, be prepared, something might come off, because the water likes to go everywhere. And then this is how the potential disaster can happen. But don't worry, if it happens, you can always stick it back. It's not like, oh no, it's ruined forever. Don't think this way. Everybody has this problem. If there are some wet elements, the gel may just come off. It's natural. It's just better to dry everything perfectly, but not in a live stream when we are rather in a hurry. Okay, so we use the combination of these two colors to have some, again, some variation. Royal Blue, Stormy Ocean metallic paints. Let's put them on the side and dry these surfaces so we can continue. Paper towel. It's a big puddle of water here. No. Yes, there's a lot of drying in mixed media, but on the other hand, when you work on multiple projects, one can be in the drying stage, while the second one may be in the preparation stage. So, you know, you can manage a bit of smart timing. So we've got 1, 2, and then 3. So they are not the same. It's a set, but they are not the same. So let's put them in the drying again. I've got a stove here, so it's a little bit easier for me to figure out the drying. When I put something away, I put it on the stove. So now I want to create 2 plugs that are going to sit on the top together with some pearls and some small embellishments. And they need to have some images inside. So we can pick the 2 faces that they can go inside. Like this. We've got this ocean fairy, we've got this mermaid, and we've got this lady with the jellyfish on the head, and we've got the sleeping mermaid. Have you got your favorites? So we can take them and frame them for the project. This whale is going to wait for something. Okay, we've got some votes for Ocean Fairy, the jellyfish lady. Okay, so we have these ladies here. Ocean Fairy, yeah, they are nice. Like, really, I think they are nice, and they're going to be. Okay, one vote also for the sleeping mermaid. Jellyfish, Ocean Fairy, jellyfish. We have to pick 2. So I think the most votes went for the jellyfish lady and for the Ocean Fairy. They are going to work pretty cool. you know, decisions. We have to make some decisions here. In the meantime, when this is drying, maybe I should add some blue color to, I like this is rusty, so I keep it. Maybe I'm going to add some blue on the edge of this as well. Not too much, just a bit. This is liquid acrylic we used for the wooden ATC background. Sprayer. Paper towel. So it will have more of the turquoise vibe. Yes, there will be pearls, don't worry, but if I put them now, they will get painted, and you don't want blue pearls, you want pearly pearls. And I'm terrible at painting carefully. Okay. Looks like a good plan. Don't forget we also have this, and there is a whale. Like, we have some things to do in the meantime. So the winner, number 1, is the fairy. She will go into one of the cups. And the second winner was the jellyfish lady. So part of the jellyfish may be not fitting. We'll see how it goes, but we will fit as much as we can. Not too bad. And now the fairy. Oops. These are printed on Canon Selfie, so they are actual photos. Dzień dobry, coraz więcej dziewczyn z Polski, bardzo miło. So now we have to put them in. Ooh, pretty. One is going to go rusty, one is going to go colorful. Yeah, I think, to be honest, she will fit perfectly into here, so she will go rusty. I can try to make her a little bit smaller because I would like to give her a bit of the extra finishing on the outside, because I don't like this edge. Almost. Let's stick the heavy body gel. Just press it in. Then we can take a little bit of gel or glue and add a small portion of the beads on the sides as well. Not on her face, just more or less around. We've got the small beads. So we will let them stick to the edges wherever they want to stick. Looks like sugar. We'll put it into drying, and this one will go later on the top of our embellishments. And here we can use double-sided tape. So there will be no conflict. Perfect. Let's have a look at our base. We need to figure where the... Yeah, I think she will go here, and the jellyfish lady will go here. So before gluing, we can just now add some color to the elements. Like the starfish need a tiny bit of color to look more natural, because of course I painted them too much, especially this one. In fact, I have an idea. I should have some impasto paints here. Do I? Have linen. Impasto is matte acrylic paint, so they're going to give us sandy color. And later on, if we want to add some delicate touches, for example, if we'd like to add some pinkish tones or something else, there will be no problem. It's much more covering than playing with gesso. Now we need to do the highlights on the top so the elements will be visible. To make the highlights, we can use the waxes. So the easy way to make just white highlight is to use white pearl or celestial metallic wax. If you want to get it more covered, you can add aged brass for the more steampunk touches, which may happen with the one that is with the whale or with the rusty elements here. Or if you want to go more covering and colder, you can add a tiny bit of old silver. So that is working so well. You make me so happy. Well, if everybody complains, your ATCs are not flat, you can say you are not the only one, because there are people who just they can't stop themselves. So I'm going to make a bit of pearl with a hint of silver, and we will make that was a hint, not like that much. Okay, more white. We were using this color yesterday. It's like a lighter version of silver if it's possible. It's really nice. And then a bit of aged brass to add more of the steampunk touches. Today I'm heavy-handed. Yes, ATCs should be like you. That's what Aga said, and this is true. So let's add a bit of the, come on, dirty part. Let's add a bit of the steampunk colors to the selected parts of the ATC, so we can see the details a bit better. If you want to, you can wrap into the background as well. Stick. We have no time for this nonsense. This one will be mostly silver, but there was too much water in here, that's why. And a tiny bit here for the whale. Now let's play with the silver wax. So there will be a bit of the variation. I have tons of that wax on my brush, so I will try to remove the excess. So what we want to get is the texture. We want to see the texture, we want to see the details. If you want to, you can rub it a little bit into your background as well. It's one. Two. This one is going to be a pain. Three. So let me clean my hands so I can pick up the elements. So she's going to go on the top of this. We can give it a tiny bit of silver, but also has rusty, so. You can use heavy body gel, you can use double-sided tape if it's good quality. I've got this tape like for ages, and it's a really nice one. So this one is ready for her finishing touches. Now the whale. Okay, the whale will be a little bit more challenging. We have to support the tail. So I'm sticking that on the tail. So that should fit. Oops, too big. So I'm sticking the body using the gel, and then the dimensional part I'm sticking using the 3D foams. So I also had an idea for the whale to have a tiny heart. It's a rusty heart. So I'm going to stick it with the heavy body gel now. And clean up the excess, because we need to add the accents in a moment. Come on, heart, be straight. So these two guys, they are waiting for the pearls and shells and the finishing touches. So almost ready. And the last one, the ocean fairy. She should get also some nice support. I will put 2 layers because it is really dimensional. Come on, stick. Don't be like that, stick. This one is suffering from the water problem. Okay, so now time to work on the touches. All the imperfections will disappear very soon. Let's close the waxes. Oh, this was the pearl. This is brass and this is silver. So she's getting there. Let's look for the small details we can add to them. We've got pearls, pebbles, and shells. A nice small tray would help. So we've got really a nice selection of the small elements. So now it is good to find the ones that are going to fit. For example, this one would fit here nicely. I'm putting a big portion of the gel and sticking that in. So we have a shell here. This little shell is totally cute. I'll try to find space for it. Maybe the whale will get it. Let's add one more for the sea fairy on the other side. So she has two. And I wanted to use the urchin as well, but now I have to find the space for it. Ah! My fingers are too big for this project. Come on, move a little bit for me. Move. I know you are not stuck anyway. You are pretending. This one will need like proper gluing and drying later on. So we have some smaller details. Go in here. And for the jellyfish lady, let's find some proper shells. Okay, this shell is very big. Maybe let's find more brown shells for her. Tweezers, I have no skill to use the tweezers to save my life. The only way I can use tweezers is to remove the hair from my eyebrows, and that will be it. Well, no, sorry, I can remove the tick out of my dog. This is the only way. In craft and art, no clue how to use tweezers. I've seen people doing that. I feel totally helpless. Okay, so she got two nice shells. Well, I have tweezers in this room. But to be honest, again, tweezers, they are not my cup of tea. So we have three. Pearls, pebbles. Let's maybe give a little urchin to the whale as well. I'm just telling the truth. I'm clumsy. I am a clumsy person when it comes to making a project. You probably imagine that I figured that all out. Yeah, kind of, but I'm very bad at using tools. Cute. Ahem. Pearls. Let's check if we have any space for pearls. I'm sure she will be happy to get some pearls. She has the most space around her. So we can totally give her like a pearl composition. Really? Yes, really. We were talking about being clumsy. You had the real life example. It stuck to my fingers instead of the whatever else it should be. Come on, stick. No, this one is too big. We take a smaller one. Yeah, pearls make the job so much nicer. There's too much of these pearls on the top now. Let's stick to the 3. And then put some of them on the bottom instead. Yeah, that is better. And do we get any pearls for you? I don't think so. We are going to focus on something else. You're going to get pebbles, so it looks like they are breathing bubbles. So just in case, to show you the progress, this is almost finished. This one needs some extra painting, but it has to be dry. Ow, my back. This one is almost finished. So these two, almost done. This one needs some color on the starfish. It needs to dry as well. It's not going to work now, but it's helping. So the bubbles for the whale and a tiny touch of color. I want to add a tiny rusty color to them as well. So I've got really small pebbles here. Of course, there's always place for something more. I try to pick the small ones. We'll see how it's going to work. My fingers are too sticky. Everything sticks to me, not to the project. I have to wash my hands. So we have the air bubbles. The gel will turn transparent. And this lady, she needs some company. I guess the urchin. The broken one will be great. And some pearls. Again, not too much. We're trying to make a cluster. That's it. I know the project is super small, so it's hard to see what I'm doing. But hopefully you can see the pearls. Oh, come on. Stay in focus. Oh, now. And then the lady here, I think she will just need to wait. Let's give them a moment of drying. So I can add the last finishing touches. So the mermaid glitter or a bit of paint. Have you got any questions while I'm drying them to the point when we can do something? Mermaid glitter is coming. Before anything else, these guys dry. Starfish, liquid acrylic, a bit of the burnt sienna liquid acrylic, whoops. And a bit of coral. Do I have any coral? We will try to do the starfish. I'm not sure what's going to happen here. I'm adding the color and then I'm going to rub white pearl on the top. Well, in this kind of project, I totally agree. You can't go wrong with glitter. Let's give it a chance. And to match the color, let's add a little bit of that on the petals as well. White pearl wax to the rescue. Almost. La 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 la. Too big. I'm adding a bit of brown to make the starfish look more dimensional. And a little bit of the dirty brown on the shell as well, so it looks more convincing. And then a bit of sparkle. Time for some beads. So the fairy, she's got it all. Like, she's got beads, she's got paint, she's got pearls, beads. Of course, I will tap off the excess because I'm too heavy-handed for this, of course, but it looks like crystals of, or air bubbles around her. Now cleaning off the excess, the ones we don't need. Because they cover too much. I try to organize them a little bit more. So we have this and an accent of color. Let's cover the face just in case. Sparks Phoenix Feather, which is sparkly coral paint. In fact, I have an idea. That will be easy. So we have a lot of mica in this paint. It's gold and really beautiful. I could totally use this coral as well, but I want sparkle. So we have the magical fairy ready. So the ATC #1. We will dry. If I can add something more later on, I will decide that. Let's put it on the side. Here we can do the similar thing, but instead of splatters, we can pretend this is sparkly rust on the gears. And on the heart. Like this. Now, last but not least, mermaid effect paste, which has beautiful effects, but they are rather chunky, so I have to be careful when applying. We'll try to find some smaller brush. You can see how pretty it is, but because these chunks are quite big, you have to be rather careful. So let's add this effect into our jellyfish lady project. And after drying, we will see beautifully glittery effect. The bigger chunks, they are really like fish scales. The smaller ones, it's beautiful iridescent glitter. Again, this is perfect way of hiding all the imperfections and the things we may not like. So if you have some spots you missed, you can use that absolutely. Let's add a tiny bit of the glittery magic for the whale as well. Not too much. But this way we can add a bit of the missing accent. Just want this is too big. I would like to put it on the urchin, but the elements are so big, I don't want to kill it completely. Come on, move a little bit for me. Thank you. Sorry for the dog. Yeah, so that would be the last element. So let's have a look at them together. So for the glittery things, we use the mermaid effect paste, and we also use the Sparks paint Phoenix feather. So there are some options. And also for the glittery things, we got the paste we used at the very beginning, crushed crystal effect paste. It's super tight here on my table, but I will show you all of them together. Maybe let's put them on something so you can see them closer. One, two, and the last one. Here's the set of the ATCs. We've got the whale in love, apparently, with a bit of rusty touches. We've got jellyfish lady surrounded by her snail and urchin friends. And we've got the ocean fairy surrounded by starfish and pearls. Which one is my favorite? Oh, hard to say. I was trying to make them a set, but not super similar. I really like the fairy, I have to say. I don't know, but I also love the whale and the, yeah, it's hard to say. So you can have a look. I was trying to show you different options of decorating and making like mini compositions. Okay, so it passed. Okay, I did my best. Cousins, not triplets. Oh, yeah, I think so. It would be sad to make triplets. I was struggling with the fairy because she was too wet, so that was my worst nightmare, of course. But then we finally made it, and I think she looks cool. Then the whale, there were no problems from the very beginning. And the jellyfish lady, she looks very melancholic, but I think with the blue background, she looks great. I know I need a fourth with the seahorse. Yeah, I can see that point. So as you can see, they are rather dimensional. Of course, they're not fully dry. That's why I'm not taking them and showing you in the other angle, but they are rather dimensional, as you can see. This is probably the safest to touch. It's flat for me, but this one is not. So I hope you feel like you can do that. You can play a little bit with different effects. I hope I inspired you to make some magical creatures ATCs. Sea snake warped around some shells. Ooh, that would be super cool. You have great ideas. I hope that was helpful and I inspired you a bit. I need to clean my table. Of course, I'm master of disaster as always. So there's everything happening now. One more look. I hope I did well, and I did well. My patrons were cheering for me since yesterday. So I need to hear from you guys. Is that good enough? I had practice yesterday with the big project, so I was trying. I know it is not fully flat. The ATC is small form, so I hope it can go. Yay! Thank you guys. So romantic grungy whale, mystical ocean fairy, and melancholic jellyfish girl. Yeah, shopping for compliments, of course, for all my hardships and my challenge. You're so cute, guys. Thank you. Yeah, of course, I need to give myself a pat on the back. So thank you for encouragement. You could see I was struggling with this one. So don't be me. Make sure you dry your layers before you paint. It was too wet, and that's why the fairy lady was coming off. And this is what happens when you don't dry enough, just in case if you wonder. Yep. So that was my big pleasure. Bardzo, bardzo dziękuję wszystkim, którzy przyszli, również dziewczynom z Polski. Pozdrawiam. Thank you so much for coming, everybody, for encouraging me, for taking part in that. Linda, the bases, I had this wooden ATC from Prima, very, very old thing. I had that in my stash for years, so I would say it's a very old thing. I can't say if it's still on the website, but you can absolutely use the, for example, keyboard and cut similar shapes using C6 dies. I know they have some dies that will cut the keyboard in similar shapes. So that was the base. And I stained the base using liquid acrylics. Thank you so much. I will say my goodbyes and I will let them dry. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here with me and cheering for me making a small project. My dog is surprised I finished so quickly because usually we stay late. But here they are. Do zobaczenia, bardzo dziękuję. Podajcie tego live'a dalej. Niech kto tam lubi, niech ogląda. I'm very carefully touching them. Share this live stream and give me a thumb up and subscribe to my channel if you didn't do it yet. Please. You can also consider becoming my patron. It's the best thing for me as an artist, so I can work more from home and I can make beautiful projects like the collage I'm showing you now. This is the same challenge, but in the collage size. We did it yesterday with my patrons. If you join on as ArtPal patron, you can watch it and see the bigger version of the wooden panel. Just saying, 10 euro per month plus taxes. Just saying, and it's a subscription. You can think it's like giving me a coffee and cake once per month, and I give you live streams and videos and discount codes and other things. We can exchange that. So you found me you invite me for coffee and I give you the art. So yeah, just saying, if you feel like this is something for you, join the challenge. Join the challenge. Prima ATC challenge, magical challenge, magical ATCs. Make one, enter the challenge. You may get selected as a lucky winner. Why not? Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being with my testimony here that Patreon is a good thing. And check my products, of course. Most of the products in jars that you could see here on the table, they were Prima Marketing and Finnabair Art Basics or Art Alchemy or Art Extravagance line. So please check that. Thank you so much. Time to wash my hands, let them dry. I will try to take photos of the collage and the ATCs later this week, so I will post them on my social media. Thank you for invitation. Thank you for invitation, Natalie. And I hope to see you online very soon. Bye, guys. Thank you. Bye. Thank you.